Aloha and welcome back to Live at the Legislature for our weekly Senate segment. I'm your Senate Communications Director, Jesse Broder Van Dyke, and our guest this week is a former broadcast journalist turned Senator, Glenn Wakai. Glenn, thanks for being here this week.
Oh, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So you chair the Energy, Economic Development, and Tourism Committee, and one of the issues that's been in the news a lot lately is the fears of the COVID-19 coronavirus. Can you tell us what the latest is with that?
Well, worldwide, there are 80,000 individuals that have been identified as carrying the disease. And being that Hawaii is such a tourist-driven economy, we should really be concerned about some of those individuals landing up here. We should have a very robust screening process to make sure that those who are coming in from foreign countries have a wonderful and beautiful stay here, but at the same point, don't infect us as locals or fellow tourists as well. So we really need to be vigilant in screening these individuals who are coming here from outside the United States.
So we just saw on screen a image that the State Department of Health put out this week. They're going to be putting up a sign at the airports warning anyone who's been to China to contact them immediately if they're going to be in Hawaii for more than 3 hours. And the UH Research Institute recently released a study saying that tourism could drop as much as 30% over these international fears. Are we doing enough right now to prepare?
No, we're not. When you look at the tourism market, the top 3 countries outside of China that have infections are South Korea, Italy, and Japan. Japan and Korea are hotbed marketing opportunities for the state of Hawaii. Collectively, Japan and China bring in 2 million visitors a year. That's 2 million opportunities for them to bring that infectious, terrible disease to our shores. We don't even have testing kits here in Hawaii. So although we say we have no confirmed cases, well, we really can't say that because we have no testing kits. If I get a sample from you, I send it to Atlanta to the CDC, and in a week they'll tell me, Jesse, yes or no. We have to be much quicker in our response time than that. So I understand there's going to be testing kits coming here in March. That's a really good step forward, but we really have to make sure that as best we can, our screening process is bulletproof at the airports.
Well, we'll be monitoring the situation closely, and we're going to continue putting updates out on our Hawaii Senate social media accounts, and the Department of Health is releasing daily updates now, so we'll continue following that. Let's move on to a happier subject now, Aloha Stadium. You recently helped to get $350 million in funding to redevelop the stadium. Where does that stand?
That was a 10-year process, Jesse, and we finally got the $350 million last year. We're in the middle of an EIS, that's an environmental impact statement that should be done in July of this year, and from there we'll go out to bid, and hopefully by the end of this year have a bidder, and hopefully by this time next year we are going to start moving dirt. And we see some renderings here. This is not going to be your grandfather's Aloha Stadium. This is going to be the stadium of the 21st century, one that embodies mixed use. So the stadium itself will be the centerpiece as we see in this video, but it's not going to be the only piece on 100 acres. It's going to be surrounded by mixed-use development. What does that mean? That means hotels, restaurants, shopping, affordable housing, you name it, we want to put it there because we can't have a facility, a stadium sitting around on a 100-acre parking lot. That is doing very little community benefit for the people of Hawaii.
So how is the retail and the hotels and the affordable housing and all that going to help the stadium project?
It's going to bring in money. You know, Hawaii, we're land rich, cash poor. We don't know how to monetize our lands properly. Here's the case in point where we have the golden opportunity. And, you know, I know people that are out there love parks and they love public use facilities, but this is an opportunity for us to make money. If you don't want to start paying more for rail, childhood education, and healthcare, we need to start monetizing our assets. And here's an opportunity to make sure that we will not be increasing your taxes because we can bring in a substantial amount of revenues from utilizing the Aloha Stadium lands.
Aloha Stadium was opened in 1975, which is almost half a century ago.
Were you born?
I was not born. I was born in 1978.
I was born. I saw the Hawaii Islanders play in that stadium. But right now, it's a money pit. It costs us $16 million a year to just keep that place standing. And you and I talked earlier when it was built before you were born, it cost $37 million. And now we're looking at $350 million. So you can see it's like having a 1974 Datsun. At a certain point, it's time to just get rid of that baby because it's too much to change the carburetors on it and fix it up. We got to get the jalopy out of our way and build something that also is mixed use itself, the stadium. right now it only has football configuration. We want to embrace rugby. We want to embrace soccer in there as well. So we have a golden opportunity right in front of us, and we're on a very, very quick timeline.
And why is it so important to do it within 3 years, and is that even possible?
It's very possible. It's very ambitious. We're not going to do this as Rail 2.0. It's not going to be over budget, and who knows when it's going to be done. We have a clear timeline that it's going to cost $350 million, and it's going to be done by 2023 for the glorious football season for the University of Hawaii.
And the new rail station is going to be operating at that time, and how's that going to be integrated?
Well, I don't want to speak for the city, but just like coronavirus, we're going to cross our fingers and and hope that things come together well. But regardless of the city and the rail being there, I mean, this is a state project, and it's going to be on budget and on time.
Okay, and it's going to be available for football, rugby, soccer, and concerts?
Yep. I'm even trying to think about having a golf range inside the stadium as well. So the top golf guys who were at Aloha and trying to do the project there, I'm trying to bring them into building out a facility within the stadium to launch golf balls while the stadium is dark. I mean, we got to be making mixed use. When the stadium is active, those golf bays would be turned into luxury boxes. You got to use a little bit of creative thinking for the future of this build out.
Sounds like it's going to be a fun experience.
Certainly will be. See you there.
Okay, I can't wait. When's the Beyonce concert going to be?
Well, we'll build it and hopefully she'll come.
Okay. It's like Field of Dreams.
Yes, indeed.
And so before you were a senator, you were in broadcast journalism. How has that influenced your political career?
I think that journalism is the best precursor to life in politics. The analogy of a journalist is you're a mile wide and an inch thick. In politics, you're a mile wide and 10 feet deep. Journalism teaches you to distill a large amount of information in a very short period of time, and that's what we deal with here. You get a master's degree in everything when you're here at the legislature, and I love the learning that goes on here. But ultimately, we have to make decisions, and you have to be able to quickly distill all the details and to figure out, like, what's your position, yes or no?
You really have to be able to know about every single subject that's affecting the state.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't just worry about the stadium. I've got to worry about healthcare on Kauai. I've got to worry about public safety with a volcano on the Big Island, right? I can't just ignore the fact that I have brothers and sisters across the state who have urgent needs as well. So that part of it is really fun, refreshing, and very fulfilling.
Well, thanks so much for coming on this week. I'm really looking forward to watching UH football in the new facility.
Yeah, go Warriors. Just win, baby.
All right. Thanks so much, Senator Glenn Wakai. And we'll be back here again next week here on Live at the Legislature. Thank you so much.
Aloha.
What are you doing? We have to go. I'm gonna be late for work.
It's Tuesday morning. I gotta record live at the legislature on Alelo. Senate and House leadership discussing what's happening at the state capitol.
So just watch it on the news tonight. Come on, let's go.
Hey, this is like getting the news before it's news. If only I could get this remote to work.
There. Can we go now?
No DVR? No problem. Watch Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. on Channel 49.